SAP, making his key role a well-known, youngest, energetic face I've ever seen into the industry, doing his effort for the making the journey easy from digitization to the digitalization. So he have been serving into the SAP. Director, large-scale enterprise businesses. So please welcome, give a big round of applause to Mr. Fahad Zahid to come on the stage and share his thoughts. Thank you.
As SAP, we talk about digitized business operations. We say this: the digitized business operation is when you move towards an intelligent enterprise, and that is what our presentation will be all about. So let's start. All of us know that digitization is all about data, but unfortunately, सबसे बड़ा मसला भी यही है. I will share some facts, and that will be surprising for you, that not in Pakistan, even globally, only 30% organizations globally have been able to completely digitize their business process. 70% of the companies globally are still not able to digitize their business process completely. And it's not Pakistan study, this is 30, I'm talking about the global top companies. And out of those 30% which has done it, खाली 5% समझती है कि उस digitization का उनको फायदा हुआ है. And that is something which we will be discussing today to actually identify कि आपके strategic goals of digitization should be that clear, जिसकी ROI should be identified in front of the management so that you can get the investment from the management for the digitization purpose. The third point, which is important by all the studies that we have done, कि by 2025, the only competitive advantage and the only competitive edge that the companies will have with their competitors is either about digitization, is either about data, or it's either about analytics. And sitting in 2022, we are saying that only 30% of the companies are globally totally digitized. So now the definition of digitized operations. Digitized operations has multiple definitions. Some people say digital transformation. With every new year coming, companies like us come up with a buzzword. It used to be called digitized operation 5 years back. Today we are listening about digital transformation. But the definition that we think is the definition is that you infuse your business process in a manner which are agile, which are automated, but have some meaning, which means either it is improving the customer experience or it is optimizing the business process. Digitization just for the sake of digitization is as bad as not doing any digitization. And that is something which should be our focus. Now let's discuss digitization. बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है, सबने करनी है, खाली competitive edge होगा 2025 तक, but there's one reality. It is very difficult. And the four key things, the reason it is difficult is fragmented operations. हम आज जितना मर्जी बात कर लें, after एक ERP लगने के बाद, after एक system लगने के बाद, जिसमें सारे आपस में काम कर रहे हैं, still we have a fragmented operation. We have major information points जो कि एक डिपार्टमेंट के पास हैं, शायद अब वो एक बंदे के पास नहीं रह गए, बट वो एक डिपार्टमेंट तक महदूद है. And that is something which is becoming challenging for organization. And what we need to ensure is that these operations are combined somehow in a manner for one thing, which is the improvement and efficiency of your company. The second point is siloed data. किसी हद तक हम सारों ने मिलकर अपने बैक ऑफिस का डाटा इकट्ठा कर लिया है. So our finance is talking to procurement, procurement is talking to inventory, inventory is talking to manufacturing, and then vice versa, plant maintenance and everything. But still, if we talk about the major operations, दो लोग, एक जो हमारे लिए चीज़ बना रहे हैं, which is manufacturing, और एक वो हमारी जो चीज़ बेच रहे हैं. आज भी इन दोनों का डाटा हमारे मेजर जो बैक ऑफिस है, जो बिजनेस व्यू है, जो कि बिजनेस के बारे में डिसाइड कर रहे हैं, उनसे अलहदा ही काम कर रहे हैं. And that is some data which is most important to make any business decision. The other is lack of tools. Obviously, in order to do such things, you need good tools, you need the strategic tools that can help you in that. And I would say the tools are available, but yes, we don't get enough investment to invest on those tools to get a complete advantage of digitized operations. The fourth thing, disconnected teams, I have already covered it. So whenever you are going for a digitized operations journey, I believe the major thing that needs to be looked for is one, हम ये क्यों कर रहे हैं? एक सरदर्दी है, एक मुश्किल काम है, पहले इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे, प्रोजेक्ट के गुजरेंगे, फिर बाकी टीरों से काम कराएंगे. So whatever the case is, why you are doing, the goals and objective needs to be clearly identified, written. एक प्रोजेक्ट खत्म कब होगा, ये डेफिनेशन क्लियरली. सेकेंड, अगर ये खत्म हो गया तो ये कामयाब कैसे होगा? That is something which needs to be written there, mentioned there in front of the management so that you can identify the success of the project. हम लोग ERP के मेजर प्रोजेक्ट से गुजर रहे होते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हो जाता है, एंड में हमेशा ये बात होती है, either we are successful or not, and that is the reason is sometimes we just jump into project. There should be clear goals, clear identification that why you are entering in this project so that you are able to evaluate yourself and overall the evaluation of the success of the project. The second thing, strategic alignment. Until or unless jump into any project when your management is there. मैं एक बार एक प्रोजेक्ट पे था तो there was a recent go live and प्रोजेक्ट में काफ़ी हालात ख़राब थे. So we were there and we were talking to a CEO in the steering committee. This was a meeting right in between the project stages. So it was a 6-month project. I'm talking about a 3-month stage. There, you know, one of their main guy, board member came in and asked CEO that, you know, I want you for the meeting. The CEO asked, sir, अगर आग लग गई है तो बुला लें, नहीं, so I am in a very important meeting. This was one sentence which actually changed the project game because CEO के नीचे जितने लोग थे, they realized कि ये ना किया तो या नौकरी नहीं रहेगी या तो हम फारिग हो जाएंगे. And these things matter. So strategic alignment, the most important thing. Organizational buy-in. Sometimes we are doing procurement projects जो कि IT कर रही होती है, यूज़ उन्होंने नहीं करना होता, और प्रोक्योरमेंट जिन्होंने यूज़ करना होता है उनको लाया जाता है गो लाइव और यूईटी के स्टेज पे कि सर आप बताएं प्रोजेक्ट कैसा है. सो इफ़ यू आर डूइंग अ प्रोजेक्ट, ERP project is not an IT project. It is a project which should be supported with IT, but business should own it, and that is the most important step because when business own it, they will make sure that it runs. Lack of communication, I think that's a point which is pretty much satisfied. The last point is the lack of people focus instead technology driven. So कोई भी technology आ जाए, a company like SAP, a company like XYZ, in the end लोगों ने चलाना है, technology लोगों के लिए है, whatever is being liked by the people, in any case it will be a successful project. So whatever we do, in any case the organizational buy-in is the most important point. जब हम डिजिटाइज ऑपरेशन या डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जब भी किसी कंपनी के पास जाते हैं और सी लेवल से पूछते हैं कि वी विल शो यू एवरीथिंग, वी विल फिक्स योर इश्यूज, वी विल शो हाउ वी कैन हेल्प यू, बट पहला सवाल ये बता दें कि आप डिजिटाइज ऑपरेशन क्यों करना चाह रहे हैं, एंड वी गेट मल्टीपल आंसर्स. सम पीपल से वी वांट एफिशिएंसी, सम पीपल से वी वांट टू रिटेन आवर बेस्ट टैलेंट सो दैट दे वांट यूज द बेस्ट सिस्टम. देयर आर सम पीपल हु आस्क फॉर ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, सम पीपल से we want to be cost efficient, we want to make sure that we are aligned with it. But the answer is pretty simple and evident. Digitized operation is no more a luxury. आजकल हम जिस गर्मी में है, AC is no more a luxury. इसी तरह डिजिटाइज आपने ऑपरेशन करनी in order to stay relevant. Because if you are not doing it, your competitors have done it. Digitized operations कैसे आपको competitive edge दे सकते हैं? We will discuss that what are the next business best practices that we are talking about. But the major operations that need to be digitized, ये करनी ही करनी. CFO के बगैर कंपनी नहीं चल सकती. At the same point of time, unless or until you are all on manual, you have already started falling. You are just waiting कि रोड कब आएगी तो जब पता चलेगा कि मैं गिर चुका हूँ. So to stay relevant, digitized operation is the only options that you have. Now, SAP point of view about the digitized operation and intelligent enterprise. Now, SAP is in this business since last 40 years, and this digitized operations का जो भी discussion है, it has been evolving from our side as well. So एक ज़माना था, इंडस्ट्रियल ऑटोमेशन शुरू हुई, हमारे प्लांट से टोटली मैकेनिकल थे, हमने सेंसर्स लगाए, इलेक्ट्रिकल लगाए कि जो भी है हम बजाय जाके खुद चीज़ करें, वी हैव बटन्स कि हम करें और हमारा प्लांट में अपडेट हो जाए. दिस स्टार्टेड. फिर आया बिजनेस प्रोसेस ऑटोमेशन. देयर कंपनीज लाइक अस केम इन कि सर आप ये जो सारा काम कर रहे हैं, आपके प्रोक्योर टू पे साइकिल को ऑटोमेट कर देते हैं, ऑर्डर टू कैश को ऑटोमेट कर सकते थे, और वो हमने कर दिए और हमने अपने प्रोसेसेस ऑटोमेट कर दिए. अभी तक हो ये रहा था कि बैक ऑफिस यहाँ है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वाले उधर हैं. आपस में कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है, अगर वो डाटा एंट्री कर देंगे हमारे पास डाटा आ जाएगा, और वो डाटा भी वो आएगा जो वो एंटर करेंगे, which we have no clarity ke whether that's right, wrong, whatever it is, whatever we are getting into, we are getting the information. I would say in Pakistan we are still at the stage of business process automation, we haven't gone ahead. But based on the studies that we get, based on the experience that we get from the global customers, the next stage that came was digitized operations. And digitized operation was the stage, ये आपने अपने back office की बात करानी है, अपने मेन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्लांट से, अपने मेन जो सेल वाले लोग कर रहे हैं, एंड इसको इतना सीमलेस कर देना है कि देयर इज नो मैनुअल इंटरवेंशन रिक्वायर्ड, एंड दैट इज व्हाट द ट्रू डिजिटाइज ऑपरेशन एंड डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन वाज ऑल अबाउट. The fourth thing that we are in that stage globally is the intelligent enterprise. You have your system, you have your data, but the system should be intelligent enough to adapt the latest issues that can come in the system, and how the system should tell you that this is what you need to be done. This is what where we are. I won't say that the systems are totally there, but yes, whatever system is proposing you, I would say 10% of are those things which humans are not thinking and system are there to help you. Also at the same point of time, जितने लोग भी ERP के जर्नी से गुजरे हैं, एक लफ्ज़ बहुत इस्तेमाल होता है, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. कि आप ERP लगाएं, आपको बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस मिल जाएगी, which is the right thing. 40 years software companies have been investing in these processes. Based on their experience with all Fortune 100 companies, we are telling you that these are the best practices to do a specific task. If you talk about best practices there, yes, 80% is using it, but none of them is giving you any competitive advantage, because this is something which is used everywhere. The next thing that we are talking about is the next practices. And next practices is something which is about the niche, your specific industry knowledge. And that knowledge is something which companies like us is not aware till now. You are using it, that needs to be digitized, and that is something which can give you the competitive advantage. And right now, is next practices ke bare mein, if you talk about me, we are not there yet. But Fortune 100 companies, the Fortune top FMCG companies, if we talk about all of them these days, and that they have automated, and somehow some of them has actually patented to make sure that they keep their practices with them. This is a very interesting picture, and I somehow or the other wanted to tell you a bit about SAP as well. So this picture, what we call is as SAP burger, and if you say it has a burger picture as well. हमारे लिए भी और इंडस्ट्री के लिए भी समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि it is not only about applications. I think अगर मैं majority, I see many familiar faces. If I talk about 70 to 75% of SAP customers, सारे लोग SAP को इस वाली फिगर में समझते हैं, which is the applications, that SAP is a company which is giving you applications and they can provide you application for your business processes. But what we need to understand it, if we are only covering this application figure, we are already behind the world globally. With this technology thing, what I say is कि जब तक आपकी ये applications are not connected to the main, आपके जो major operations हैं, you are already lagging behind. You are just using applications, very good. You have automated a system. It's a good process that you are following, but that is something which everyone is doing it. So as SAP is there, and SAP can provide you the complete technology layer, and by technology layer I mean आपकी जो कुछ best practices है जो कि SAP में cover नहीं होती, जो कि ERP system में cover नहीं होती, that is something which you can automate through it. Also इतने बड़े brands में आप काम कर रहे हैं, हमेशा कुछ niche चीज़ें होती हैं जो आप लोग कर रहे हैं, that can be managed here. Also आपकी plant connectivity होगी, आपकी maintenance connectivity होगी, that all will be done with technology and will be connected through applications. The third thing which is very important is the business process, business network automation. मैं कुछ examples दूंगा. So we were having a word with the chief procurement officer of the Red City, which is now in Saudi Arabia, जो पूरा बन रहा है. जब वो procurement कर रहे थे तो they were procuring elevators. दुनिया में जितने vendors elevators के वो जानते थे, they talked to them, and उन सारों से बात करने के बाद 12 महीने के अंदर जितनी elevators उनको चाहिए थी वो उनकी production नहीं कर पा रहे थे. They got into system. They said the business network is something which connects you with the outside world, and it will have a knowledge base, a database of the vendors globally, of the customers globally, of your maintenance providers globally. So what they did was they went into the business network solution called Ariba of SAP. They entered their requirement. तो जो उनका टारगेट साल का था 11 मंथ्स के अंदर, जो उनको वेंडर्स दुनिया में मिल नहीं रहे थे, सारी पब्लिकेशंस कर दी थी, सारे टेंडर्स कर दिए थे विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ सोल्यूशन, बिकॉज ऐसे बहुत सारे वेंडर्स थे जिनको उनको पता ही नहीं था, और बहुत सारे ऐसे वेंडर्स थे उनको भी नहीं पता था कि इस बंदे के पास ये रिक्वायरमेंट है. दे ऑल एंडेड अप कनेक्टिंग अप एंड गॉट इट. So business network is something which will connect you to the outside world, whether it's your vendors, whether it's your maintenance providers, whether it's your customer, whether it's your the people that want to come in your company, and you might want to hire them, but right now you both are not talking to each other because you are not connected with each other. So that is something which is changing the game altogether. नाउ एक बड़ी अच्छी बात पिछले पैनल ने की थी कि हर चीज़ को डिजिटाइज करने का फ़ायदा नहीं है. अगर लेट से हमारे साथ वाली कंपनी ने एक चीज़ डिजिटाइज कर दी, इट माइट नॉट बी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. एंड इन दिस वर्ल्ड वी आर स्टैंडिंग, एक्चुअली देयर आर सिस्टम्स दैट कैन हेल्प यू टू आइडेंटिफाई कि आपकी जो कंपनी है उसमें कौन से प्रोसेस डिजिटाइज होने चाहिए और उसकी बेस पे आपको क्या ROI मिलेगा, ताकि जब आप मैनेजमेंट के पास अपना बजट अप्रूवल लेना चाहें तो यू कैन एक्चुअली टेल मैनेजमेंट, सर दिस इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, दिस इज व्हाट वी गोना डू, एंड दिस इज द मनी दैट वी विल सेव. एक बड़ी सिंपल सी एग्जांपल है, ये एक कंपनी है जो दिन में 1100 इनवॉइसेस अप्रूव करती है और एंटर करती है. एवरेज टाइम पर इनवॉइस लग रहा है 39 सेकेंड, बट जो मेजर चीज़ आप आगे देखें तो उसमें रिपीटेबिलिटी शो हो रही है 96%, विच मीन्स कि 96% जो आप टास्क कर रहे हैं वो एक जैसा टास्क कर रहे हैं, बस बंदे से बंदे फॉल कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये एक प्रोसेस था जो चलता आ रहा है. कंपनी ने बहुत ग्रो कर लिया, बट वी आर स्टिल फॉलोइंग इट. विद द हेल्प ऑफ सच सॉल्यूशंस, दिस कैन एक्चुअली टेल यू, यू डू दिस एंड यू विल replace the repeatability with, you can say, the robotic process automation or the chatbot of this world, and you will ended up saving it. इस प्रोसेस को जरूरी नहीं है कि ये ऑटोमेट हो, ये एक मैनुअल प्रोसेस भी हो सकता है. यू कैन वर्क ऑन इट एंड एक्चुअली prepare a complete roadmap truly based on the ROI that you will end up saving for the company. And I believe this is what the management is expecting from CIOs, that okay guys, we are ready to invest with you, but like other, कि अगर मेरा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वाला कह रहा है मैं प्लांट लगाऊंगा तो मैं इतनी सेल करूंगा, these solutions help you to actually identify the ROI coming out of every project that you are jumping into. The second thing, we are going bit more into details, but we need to know what the world is doing, which is, the story is all about digital twin. Digital twin की बड़ी मुश्किल अल्फाज में भी एक्सप्लेन की जा सकता है, बट सिंपल बात ये है कि कोई भी आपका एक ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट, बेशक वो प्लांट हो, बेशक वो आपकी गाड़ी हो, सेम टू सेम वो आपके पास अवेलेबल हो डिजिटली भी, so that you can work with it, you can play with it, and you can do things on it. A simple example is, you can name the top manufacturing companies globally, whether in FMCG, whether in automobile sector. All of them, what they have done is, there is a thing doing called digital twins. So digital twins is that you have a physical, let's say a plant, with the help of sensors and the real-time data information, the same is available with you digitally to the business. It will no more remain only with the plant manager who sends you daily production report based on whatever he wants to send you. At the same point of time, जितने भी प्लांट सारे लोग हैं, आप लोग समझ सकते हैं, कभी कभार हम प्लांट में करते हैं कि if we change this spare part like this, it can increase the optimization. If we do it like this, it can increase optimization. But if you do that on a physical object, it requires a lot of investment. एक आपकी ऐसी इन्वेस्टमेंट डिजिटल व्यू में अगर आप करें and you get ROI out of it, it's a bit, yes, a major investment, but at the same point of time, a one single investment on a digital twin can actually save you the complete money that you are planning to do within 10 years. And that is something the new world is all about, which is, जो भी हमारे plants हैं, हम उसको digitally उनको twin करें. We all have sensors, हम लोग कोई उस हद तक पहुंचे हुए हैं, but at the same point of time वो data आई जा रहा है, we are not able to make use out of it. That is something which has become a reality. That is something, इसी की basis पे real time decisions लिए जा रहे हैं, और जो है future will be all about digital twin, specifically for the manufacturing organizations what we are talking about here. Now let's discuss first कि जब भी हम एक digitized operation पे जा रहे हैं, how to make this journey seamless. There will be challenges, but now we have methodologies globally available which can decrease those challenges as much as we can. So number one is the discover phase, in which I told you that there are solutions available now which can actually help you to identify कि हमने कौन-कौन से process digitize करने. The second phase is the prepare phase, to identify the right teams, to identify which tools are required, to identify what sort of a timelines are required, to identify the stakeholders. The third phase is the design phase, in which you design, okay, this was my problem, this was the issue, ये हमने इस तरह हल करना है, ये हमने इस तरह हल करना है, इसको आगे लेके चलना है. The fourth is the realize. The realize is, in our word, is implementation. The difference is here is now, earlier we used to realize and we used to start running it with go live. But now that has been changed with the iteration model, in which we realize, we implement, but then we deploy it in small models in order to ensure that it is a success. इससे पहले होता ये था कि we directly used to go on a run model. Either the project used to be a success or it used to be a failure. But now with this iteration model, this is a complete methodology. It is a 300-page documentary available on this. But we need to ensure that how we are going digital is something which will matter the most. So in last, I think जो तीन चीजें I would say whenever you are going in a digitization journey, it is the most important thing. डिजिटाइजेशन में हमने डिजिटल ट्विन की बात की, हमने कंप्लीट ऑटोमेशन की बात की, हमने एक बात की कि ईआरपी को कैसे लिंक करना है अपने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से. ये सब कुछ हो सकता है. इन द एंड इट्स अ जर्नी, इट्स नॉट अ सिंगल स्टेप. यू हैव टू वॉक बिफोर यू स्टार्ट रनिंग. अनफॉर्चुनेटली समटाइम्स द वे वी वर्क इज, उसमें गलती हमारी भी नहीं होती है कि सेठ साहब बैठते हैं, वो कहते हैं यार दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट, दिस इज व्हाट माय डिसीजन इज, और मैं एक बार पैसे दूंगा, जो लगाना है लगा लो. डिजिटाइजेशन में कभी भी पैसे मजीद ही लगेंगे, कम नहीं होंगे. बट इफ यू आर सक्सेसफुल, you will be able to show the ROI to your management and they will be ready to continue investment with you. But this message needs to be clearly passed that this is a journey, not a single step. The second thing, not all processes needs to be digitized. मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दी थी इनवॉइसेस की. अगर एक कंपनी दिन में इनवॉइस ही 10 मैनेज कर रही है, 10 कर रही है, उसकी ऑटोमेशन में क्या फ़ायदा. कर भी दी तो यस, कंपनीज लाइक अस माइट गेट रेवेन्यू, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन वाली बात हो जाएगी. बट आप एक बार कर लेंगे, मैनेजमेंट का आप पे उस तरह कहेंगे जी वी इन्वेस्टेड दिस मच, हाउ मच मनी वी हैव गॉट बैक. सो वी नीड टू प्रायोरिटाइज व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डिजिटाइज इन अ राइट डायरेक्शन in order to continue the getting the investment from the management in the digitization journey. Third and last, you have to start somewhere. I met a company yesterday and वो company अब इस मोड में थी कि यार हम तो ऐसे इतना पीछे रह गए हैं, अभी शुरू भी कर लें तो नहीं पहुंचेंगे कहीं. वैसे तो जितना पीछे थे वाकई में टाइम लगेगा, बट स्टिल you have to start somewhere. Still if that company is surviving, अगर आपकी यही सोच आ जाए कि that is something which we have to start, keeping in mind that this is not a luxury. It is as important as keeping an office for the employees. It is as important as hiring a CFO for the company or making a board for the company. So that is something which is important. Thank you so much for your time, and once again, thank you, Akbar.
Thank you, Fahad. Please stand to the stage. So I would like to call Mr. Akil to present a shield to the Mr. Fahad. Thank you.
बीच में आ जाइए. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. पूरा टाइम किया ना?
Thank you.
चलो.
Such a wonderful discussion from Fahad and the knowledge sharing. Last I was into the Faisalabad, into the Pakistan Learning Forum. There was a core problem identified.